Hey Stub Clubbers, welcome back. Hopefully you're back for this part 2 video of the Kissing Booth 2, where we talk about what we observed, what we are critiquing about. If you didn't watch part 1, make sure you go to watch part 1. Anyways, I'm Jennifer, and I have a guest here. We have Julia. Here we go for part 2.
This leads into my next point of, I think Lee has got to have feelings for Elle. Like, I understand close boy-girl friendships, but it's extreme. So he always wants her around, and so he's like he doesn't want to, like, he gets too upset. Like in the first one, when he sees that, when he walks in on like Noah and Elle kissing, he goes, "What the fuck?" And then he's like, he acts like he's been cheated on. You haven't. And then in the movie, when she's like knocks on the door when they were like having sex, they were like sneaking around. It was this whole montage of them playing that song in the background. Love goes where my rosemary goes. That's my favorite part. So Noah and Elle are sneaking around during it, having sex, and then all of a sudden Lee knocks on the door, and he's like, and she goes, "Wait, coming." She's like, "Hello." Then she puts her shirt on, and then Lee goes, "I thought I heard moaning," and she's like, "Yeah, I was watching porn." And he goes, "Oh, can I watch?" Friends don't watch porn together. Let's get that straight. That's what's weird. Why would Lee say that? It's creepy. Okay? What? There's multiple times in the movie where it just seems like Elle and Lee are more than just friends. And if Lee's getting this upset over it, that usually means that you really, really, it's not just your best friend. It's like you like this person. You have feelings because you're getting that jealous. Mm-hmm. It's like your brother, where you go to school, he doesn't want her to go to another school. He wants her to always be around because he likes her. It just doesn't make sense. And I feel like the writers, like, were they thinking about this? Oh, it's gonna look like they like each other. I don't know. Mm-hmm. It's weird. Yeah. That was my next point. I just think that they like each other, and they do have like a lot of common interests, and they have a lot of like, they're witty banter like with each other. So they show more of a connection and make sense than her and Noah.
So the next part that I want to go over is that they showed way too much of Chloe and Noah not acting like friends. Yet, Elle, like, why did she believe so fast at the end that nothing was going on when so much time was spent on them not acting like friends? They dropped the issue so fast in the movie, which I get that, it's a movie. But it's like, come on. And then at Thanksgiving, when you know your girlfriend's sitting right there, and you come in with this woman, even at the football game, it makes no sense.
Let me just add my thing. The sequence happened like this. The kiss happened between her and Marco. Then they jump and they have the Thanksgiving meal. Mm-hmm. He brings Chloe home. When I first saw it, it looks like he's bringing her home to make Elle jealous because that kiss happened. Right. That is the only way I read it. But later in the movie, Noah goes, "And you want to know why I brought Chloe home? It was for you and her to become better friends." That's a load of bullshit.
So then why did he do in the bar, like, where it's the kiss on the cheeks, like if that's like a European thing, then why is your hand on her butt?
She is way too flirtatious. That was on my list too, Chloe. The Chloe of it all. Well, first of all, let's talk about when they first showed Chloe on the video chat, and I was like, who's that? She comes in and Noah's shirtless, and she's like, "Get dressed, naked boy." I can't do a British accent.
Oh my God.
And then later, when Elle's there at the table, she hugs him, kisses him on the cheek, and she goes, "Hello, handsome." And she always says, "Hello, gorgeous." And I'm just like, that is so flirty. Noah's on the phone with Elle and she's bringing it up. He's like, me and Chloe we're just friends. We're just friends. He hangs up and then he gets a call from Chloe and he goes, he's all happy. And then she's all like, buzz me up, will you? And then when there's that scene when she's like picking out clothes for him for them to go out and she's like, oh, you've been so like something like out of it since Elle left. We need to go out or something. And then Noah goes, I think you're good for me. And then her comment was like, shoot, it was really flirtatious. It was like, she was like, I couldn't agree more, or like,
yeah, it was something like that.
It was very flirty. So I'm not buying they were just friends. And if the writers are saying that, which is what they are to the audience, that's bad.
Well, what I was gonna say is, since you like reading, you should read the books.
I was actually thinking of it, and I looked up online. There are some changes, but it's really
name changes.
Name changes, like Chloe and Marco's names are different in the books.
Yeah, but you should read the books to see what they kept true, and is there anything that they changed for the Netflix film to maybe do something? I don't know. But don't read the third one because you want to wait till that movie comes out.
That's true.
That was a big thing that bothered me too, because it's like you spent all this time playing it up that they're basically cheating, and at the end they just kind of like wrap it up so fast. I'm like,
yeah. And then Noah's whole explanation
was a bunch of crap.
He's like, I used to make fun of what you and Lee had, but like I understand it now, and like I just wanted that with Chloe. Like he basically was trying to make it sound like, well, I want a best friend who's a girl too. Like have that boy-girl friendship. And I'm just like, no. I don't believe that at all.
But with Lee and Elle looks less seductive and less harmful and more of a child friendship. You would say childish together compared to what was going on with them. But like I said, that might be the British, it might be their culture bringing over that they're, I don't know.
Like the kiss on the cheek greeting. Yeah, I'm not really focused on that, but it's more like her verbal comments of like gorgeous, handsome, naked boy. Oh, I'm good for you. Like all that stuff just sounded weird.
And it made me mad how Elle kept way too quiet about that stuff.
Yeah, and then she brought it up later over the phone, and then it was just very like, he just missed it. Oh, and then he lied about the concert. That was that was a huge thing. And then his reasoning for it was, well, I didn't want to tell you we went, or like he was doing stuff with her because you would have just gotten like suspicious and think it was something else.
So now it's your turn. Do you have another one?
Just thinking how like Marco will be brought back in the third one, because they didn't just kind of like end his character. He made that comment like, oh dude, she's not worth it. And he's like, yes, she is.
Yeah, he was a very good character. I liked him in it a lot, and if anything, I seriously feel like Noah deserved to see that kiss. He deserved to see it.
Like, what do you expect?
Yeah, I just liked what he brought, like with the whole dance sequence, all of that stuff. Like, it brought a lot of, enjoyable, funny moments in the movie. I like that.
Let's not forget that he can play the guitar and sing in Spanish. Yep. So I really like Marco's character, and I know, like I'm predicting in the third one he'll come back, and hopefully, since Noah, like, and Jacob Elordi, like he's so bummish about his character, I'm thinking as a possibility, like what if they like write him kind of out of it and like have just like her and Marco them be together, but I don't know if that's too much of a stretch.
Noah's in the teaser for the third one when Harvard calls her and
so, like, he'll be in it, but like that doesn't, what I'm saying is, will he actually be with Elle? And then my whole argument is, I feel like another point I wanted to make was, I feel like the reason why the writers didn't put Marco and Elle together was because the whole premise of the kissing booth is the love story between Elle and Noah, and I feel like they had to keep them together, and that putting her with Marco was like, oh, what are we gonna do with Noah? And this doesn't make sense. And And I feel like that's why another argument of why I feel like Noah and Elle are like forced back together, because I'm like, they made, like what you said, how they made up at the end, it was just like, oh, you had a revelation that you really do love each other, but I'm like, based on what? What do you guys do together? Like, nothing.
Yeah.
And she admitted she had feelings for Marco. It's not legit. Those were all my points. Do you have any more?
Yeah, I have just a couple more, and they're super short. What I do want to bring up is I really liked the parallels that happened in the two movies, meaning they had a very similar filming style that they went on, or a narrative style that got brought in, or just kind of mirroring each other. So the first thing was the beginning sequence. The beginning sequence of both movies are parallel to each other. That it's the Elle giving you a fast, speed up version of what all just happened, where she does it super fast, and then she acts, very subtle, and there's like a nice moment or a sad moment. I really liked that whole thing. And then of course the rules got brought into there, Lee got brought into there. So I thought that was a really good parallel at the beginning, so that can help tie the two movies together, that it's a similar type of a format. That's a good thing, because sometimes sequels seem like a separate movie where it almost seems like a whole type of different filming style, writing style, that type of a thing. The other parallel was the fun that happens during a song for Noah and Elle. It's a very similar style song to in both.
I noticed it too when they went to Boston, and it reminded me, like, my favorite part in the first one with the love grows where my rosemary goes, and they had another love one. So I forgot about that, so I'm glad you mentioned it.
Yeah, I thought that was really good with the parallels. The last thing, which is kind of similar, is how the movies ended with uncertainty, what's going to happen in the future in, a lot of stuff. But in the end, Elle is riding Noah's motorcycle in the first one. In the second one, Elle is with Noah on the motorcycle, and then Noah's back in his regular clothes, and then Lee and Rachel are in the convertible.
I didn't realize that is a good comparison, how they're the same.
Another one is that I want to bring up. So Lee and Noah's mom is basically a stand-in for Elle's mom, since Elle's mom passed away, and that Elle's mom and Lee's mom were best friends. My question is, why did she not step in sooner to give Elle advice? Like, she had the mom already knew before, well, oh, Noah, Elle has a crush on you, and she like oversees what goes on with, Elle and Lee, all that stuff. So it's like, well, why didn't she pick up on anything else that was going on to talk to? In the second movie, Lee's mom could have talked to Lee about, what, advice to them, what was going on. And then she could have talked to Elle about her and Noah.
She was kind of AWOL in the second. She was only there for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And the tickets for Boston.
Yeah. That whole dumb thing.
She was not as, like, a guidance as she was.
And that's kind of sad, because I feel like that if any time she needed a motherly figure helping figure out what to do with college, what to deal with that relationship. So I was like, okay. And it's Molly Ringwald, so you kind of want her in there. You know who she is, right?
Yeah, she from
Breakfast Club, all that type.
Yeah, all those 80s movies. Yeah. And she plays a parent in Secret Life of American Teenager.
Oh, and Riverdale.
And this. And probably.
So my last thing I want to bring up is what everyone wants to know. What's Elle going to do with all this money if she's not freaking answering Harvard? Or, like, she's not answering to anyone, and she won all this money. And then Marco didn't take any of the money, which is another thing.
She was a douche to Marco in that scene when that happened and she ran off, and like, she's gonna get all the money. He basically did it as a favor to her, and then like, you don't even say thank you. She should have like done something nice for him to return the favor after he spent hours rehearsing, weeks, and he gets nothing. And like, Does she need how much? It was like $50,000 or
So
something.
yeah, what if she doesn't go to these colleges? What is she gonna do with the money?
She's probably going to go to a college though.
Those are all my points.
I love the music in the video when they're like,
Anyways, thank you guys for tuning in for this second video where we went over more things on what we were critiquing and what we observed in both, what we observed in the Kissing Booth 2. If you did not watch part 1, make sure you go back and watch part 1. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. We are also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Bye. Bye.
Gracias por mirar todos. Adios. It's for the viewers.